Hey, what is going on, guys? Project Era Season 6 is almost here, so in today's video I want to talk about what we can expect as we look forward towards the launch. So we'll talk about the general information in terms of release timing and the build. We'll talk about some key differences from Era Season 6 of 2023. We'll talk about some quality of life upgrades that will be coming. We'll talk about the changes to the overall weapon meta, and then we'll talk about significant changes to mobility. Okay, let's start with general info. So the launch is supposed to be this Friday, June 27th, and the build is going to be version 6.21. I do hear the possibility of 6.31 coming in the future, but as it stands, we're going to 6.21 first. So we'll just focus on 6.21 for today's video. Private testing is currently running right now. I did try it. Functionally, the game seems to work as expected. Some bugs from the old era did carry over. Like one of them is you can't place traps consistently on controller. That's still there, but overall, it went as expected. Okay, next, let's talk about differences from the old Era Season 6. So, previously in 2023, Era was more willing to make non-historical adjustments to the game balance. An example of that is the pump shotgun was buffed from 80-85 damage to 95-100 damage while retaining the historical 8-tile range. This actually made it better than the late Season 6 or Season 7 green and blue pump, because you got the damage boost, but you didn't lose the range. The Season 7 pump has a 6-tile range, you still have the 8-tile range. So I actually made the pump really good. I'd say overall the best shotgun. That is not the case in the testing, and I don't expect it to be buffed because it was never buffed in Season 5. It does 80-85 damage. It's still a decent weapon, but I'd overall say the heavy shotgun is probably going to be a better option for a lot of you. In addition, there's no gold bolt action on vault like there was in Era 2023, and also bouncers appear to still be vaulted. Those were not historically unvaulted in 2023 Era as well. Okay, next, let's move on to quality of life upgrades. So first off, the UI in the lobby has been drastically improved. You have the new Friends UI, which makes it so much easier to see what's going on if your friend's actually online or not, and just inviting is less buggy. Great to see. In addition to that, controller has native custom binds, so you no longer need to use the binds mod. The binds mod was added in Season 5. That gives you about 80% functionality, but it's not fully there. The good news is that the newer built-in binds are significantly better. You can play around with whatever you want. Something to note, though, is while we do have a build sensitivity in Season 6, you don't have an edit sensitivity. Your edit sensitivity is still tied directly to your base sense. So if you want to edit fast, you could argue that going to 9-9 or even 10-10 sensitivity is going to be the best for that. However, you'll sacrifice aim. So up to you to make where the compromise point is for that. Okay, now let's talk about the overall weapon meta. So there are a few new weapons. Quad launcher is actually pretty strong. There's also some Garbo weapons like 6-shooter, not good. There's also quite a few weapon vaults. We lose the dual pistols, semi-auto sniper, silenced SMG, LMG, and guided missile. Silenced SMG, LMG, and those are pretty decent weapons. Doesn't do a whole lot to affect the situation though, as the normal SMG and compact are still there. Dualies and semi-auto were okay weapons. I don't think it's the biggest deal we lost them, and also the guided missile wasn't very good, so I don't think there's any huge changes off of that, but worth noting. Some adjustments is the double barrel gets nerfed from 143-150 damage down to 114-120. It's still a decent shotgun, but not amazing. That's a pretty significant nerf, about 20%. It goes from being really competitive with the heavy in my eyes to just being all right. It's still situationally decent, but not exceptional. In addition, the hand cannon gets significantly buffed. Right now, at long range, the hand cannon only does 40% damage because of fall off, so you're doing 30 damage at long range. Not great when the ARs are doing 20, 22, 24, and also shoot way faster. The good news, though, is the hand cannon will now do 50 damage for purple and 52 for gold at long range. So it'll actually be genuinely dangerous. In addition to that, the structure damage, it receives a massive buff, going from around 80-ish damage in Season 5 to 150 for purple, 157 for gold. So any freshly built build, wood, brick, or metal, you can one-shot it. Fully built wood, you can one-shot. Fully built brick, you can two-shot. This thing is incredibly useful as a backup to a shotgun, replacing an SMG. You can sort of use it as a pseudo-structure destroyer. You can use it to replace your AR or sniper. It's very versatile. I think overall it'll be the best weapon in the game. But every weapon class, shotguns, ARs, shotgun backups / SMGs, snipers, and structure destroyers all have multiple viable options. So I think no matter what your playstyle is, within reason, you should be able to find a loadout that will work well for you. Okay, finally, let's talk about the changes to mobility. So in Season 5, I'd say we have about a medium mobility meta. There are still some ways to get around, ATKs, rifts, shockwave grenades. However, I wouldn't say it's high because there's still some time we have to walk around. And what that means is that is a balance point between third partying and zone being a threat, right? The slower you are, the more zone can be a problem. You'll have to move earlier. But if mobility gets too fast, then you'll be constantly third partied. In Season 6, I think we're going to a high mobility meta. First off, we're going to have glider redeploy always enabled. So you can just build to the sky and then glide to wherever you need to go. You'll have shadow stones. You'll have the corrupted zones with the purple bounce thing where you can shoot yourself super far. In pure straight line speed, if you do it right, the quad crasher can be faster than the Season 7 plane. And with glider redeploy, the disadvantage of having a hard time turning around is kind of a non-issue because you can just jump out high in the sky and then glide backwards. So you're going to be incredibly fast in the season. Zone shouldn't be too much of a worry, but do keep in mind, if your fight drags on, people are going to third party you quite quickly. And with that, I hope this video was helpful, and I'll catch you in the next one.